Good morning, I am Kevin Price. Delighted to spend some time with you talking about you and your business. And as usual, we have a lot to cover on today's program. And delighted to be able to talk to our good friend and by the way, U.S. Daily Review contributor Sissy Lappin, and she is with LappinProperties.com, but she's also the prestige property editor over at USDailyReview.com. And she's been so busy, in fact, busy with her business, busy with her life. Of course, it's back to school time, and so even if you're currently not affected by that, everyone in your life seems like is affected by that. It's incredible the ripple effect it has.
It has a huge ripple effect. It's kind of funny. I was telling my clients that they were kind of a little bit, I don't want to say panic, but a little bit scared because their house had not been shown in the last 2 weeks. And I said to them, you've got to understand, real estate is not only, changes from city to city, state to state, but it also is a seasonal business. And I said, the 2 weeks before school starts and the 2 weeks after school starts, it comes to a virtual standstill. I mean, mothers are, getting the kids ready for school, then they get the first day packets, then they get the school supplies. I mean, business, as far as what affects a family, comes to a virtual standstill during this time. Then it's so funny. The day after Labor Day, it starts back up again.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything becomes, you get one weirdness in the end of May, and then the old weirdness comes back. And so everything seems to orbit around that. And so it's very interesting. So you told me you just closed a couple of deals real recently. What kind of tell us a little bit about those type of properties?
Well, I just closed, in fact, it was the most expensive home in Memorial to ever sell. We just closed that 2 weeks ago. It's still a very, very strong market. The Houston Association of Realtor numbers have not come out for August, and they are going to be down. And the reason being is because, number one, it's 100, 102 degrees outside, so the only people that are looking are those that are looking for a house. It's just doggone hot. And number two, it's because of the school season. But, I was going over the figures this morning, and you have to understand, we have I think it was 21% to 26% less homes for sale than we did a year ago at this time. So the inventory is down so dramatically in this city.
Very
it is incredible.
Tight now, huh?
It is. But, I had one client this morning call me, and she said, I hope we get a bidding war on our house. And I said, that's not what happens. If you get a bidding war, your house was a little bit undervalued is what it happened. But buyers
so in the first place, the first
exactly, and a lot of realtors are kind of choosing that method as kind of a marketing method, underprice it and get 5 or 6 contracts and then choose, whichever one's the highest. To me, that's a ridiculous waste of time. But try
to value it right in the first place.
Exactly,
because even with the multiple contracts, they're going to go up as little as they possibly can to get that deal. It's $1,000 here or a couple of $1,000s there. Go ahead and get what you want in the beginning, or you believe it's worth.
Absolutely, but Kevin, let me tell you something. Pricing it right is 60% of the equation. Choosing the buyer that's going to close on the house is the other 40%. And this is a market where I am telling you, the lenders go over everything. I'm self-employed. I have my own company. You would not believe what a self-employed person has to go through to get a loan. So, having it priced right, selling it is part of the equation. Getting it to close in today's lending environment is another huge part of the equation. And so you better hope that whoever's representing that buyer has a very good lender that they work with, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, and the old adage that's been around now for decades, find out what you can spend before you meet a single realtor. Find out for sure. Know what you're doing.
That is so, so true. And, Houston we are still breaking every record. There are still more companies coming in. I met with another guy from California that is looking at moving his company to Houston. I am telling you, we all need to send Jerry Brown a box of chocolates.
We do. Absolutely.
10.3% up to 13.3%. The other day, I read an article, Tony Robbins, the great motivational speaker, he's moving his company to Florida. I mean, he employs over 1,000 people.
It's amazing he's moving to Florida.
I know.
Florida, why wouldn't you? Well, I would just move to Texas. People in Florida are moving to Texas. I don't get. Just skip the middleman and come straight to Texas.
Well, Florida's actually gotten their act together. They've got a great marketing team now, and they fly all over the country.
But they still have income tax in Florida.
They still have it, but it's nothing compared to the rest of the country.
California is committing genocide. It's economic genocide in California. It's insane.
I don't know what they're going to do.
They don't want rich people there. Neither does New York. Neither does Maryland. Some of these states are, making it where rich people are like, we're rich. We're not stupid. You think we got this money because we have a low IQ? Bye.
I just can't believe that Jerry Brown did this. I mean, I truly want to send the guy a box of chocolates and say, I'm having a great year because of you.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I just hope they leave their political values wherever they come from. That's the thing that always makes me nervous. Take New Hampshire, for example, which was one of the most conservative states in the Union. After decades of bad policies in Massachusetts, huge numbers of people in Massachusetts moved to New Hampshire, and now it's a purple state at best, often a blue state. And that's a tragedy for a state like New Hampshire that used to be one of the most conservative.
We actually had this conversation last week with some friends, and who's really gotten it is Austin. Austin's getting more California people than anybody, and that's exactly right. Their politics, they used to be where it was so hard to develop in Austin. All bets are off now. It's becoming so similar to California, and I just hope it doesn't trickle over to Dallas and Houston.
Yeah, too bad. All right, Sissy Lappin, she is phenomenal. We love having her. By the way, she has great knowledge and insight on the macro situation, not only what's happening in Houston and in particular markets, but in the macro situation. Next time we'll get you on, we'll talk more about what's going on
Absolutely.
there. But I want to encourage you to go to the new and improved USDailyReview.com. Put in Sissy. Just put in Sissy in the search engine on there. Her articles will pop up, and I encourage you to consume those. They're very good. Thanks so much. Good to see you.
Thank you, Kevin, for having me.
You bet. When we come back, much, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here. It shows up over there at USDailyReview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter.